Hi, I'm Justine Burt, Chief Green Officer for Greenwala. Today we're going to be talking to Irene Hughes, Organizational Development Consultant on sustainability leadership issues. Welcome, Irene.
Hi, good to be here today.
Walmart is the villain of the environmental movement. I've read that 9% of Americans refuse to shop there because their environmental practices, the labor practices, the way they site and shutter stores. And yet, over the last few years, they've really been greening their stores, greening their suppliers, greening their trucking operations. I understand that you have done some training on sustainability at Walmart. Could you tell me what you did for them and what you learned from that?
Well, I worked with Adam Moorbach to design their personal sustainability program, their PSP program. And what the program was intended to do was to get the entire organization engaged in sustainability. Prior to that, it had mostly been happening at the executive level. So we really went into the stores to work with the associates to help them see how thinking green or thinking sustainable was a part of how they lived their life, and that it could be embedded into a weight loss program, it could be not idling in your car to drive-through window, that there were little contributions that everybody could make that would start to have our world be a more sustainable world and have a much more positive environmental impact. I think for me, one of the biggest lessons is that we all carry similar wisdom. We all can see things a certain way, and that wisdom isn't just relegated to management or whatnot, or to the staff, that when you start to go for that wisdom at a grassroots level, led by management, you start to get much better change in your organization, and much more quicker change, and much more sustainable change. I was recently in Las Vegas and had the opportunity to go around to a bunch of Walmart stores and talk to employees. And what I found was most of them didn't remember what PSP was. They were no longer engaged with it. A lot of them that I talked to were cynical about it. And I was surprised, even though I know there was only a 50% uptake in the program, because Walmart allowed it to be voluntary, which it absolutely should be. I was surprised at what I was hearing. But then I finally did talk to one Walmart employee on the way home on the plane who really had gotten into the program and had absolutely loved it. And yet here she was 18 months later, and she wasn't practicing. She wasn't doing it anymore. She wasn't thinking about it. And so when you look at sustainability, rather than looking at something as a success or a failure, you need to look at the long haul and the journey of it. So one year you might do as a sustainability practice not eating beef. But then the next year it might be that you buy a hybrid car. And so you start looking at how all of these little things build up. And I really do love that program. I think it's a great program, and I do think the little things make a difference, and we also need the big things as well.